Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Modern Mining. Today I want to do some adjustments to this mining rig. I know we just kind of picked all the GPUs we wanted to put on it, but if you watched my Quai video, you know that I tried to run progpow on it, and a lot of the ASUS cards were struggling to the point where it's not running right now. I had to turn it off. So in this video, I'm gonna repaste the worst offender of the ASUS cards and see if that fixes it. And if it does, then I might repaste all 4 of those ASUS cards. And if it doesn't, then I'm probably gonna swap on either 3060 Ti's or different variants of 3070s and use those cards instead. So after a quick word from our sponsor, let's get into it. Are you tired of your current mining pool offering pretty underwhelming tools and high fees? Well, today I'm here to talk to you about EMCD.io, the sponsor of today's video, and how to make the switch and why you might want to. EMCD has a couple key benefits that put it ahead of other pools. They offer an extremely competitive 1.5% base fee. They also offer human support 24/7, so you can get any issue you have quickly handled, which is huge. EMCD has an all-in-one ecosystem that includes a staking platform as well as a built-in wallet platform. Pretty cool to have it all in one place. The biggest benefit that you'll receive with mining through EMCD.io is the ability to merge mine. And not only can you merge mine Dogecoin, but you can also merge mine Bitcoin, which is massive. You can mine Bitcoin and any other merge mineable coin at the same time, fractal Bitcoin being the big one. EMCD will also auto-optimize for the maximum amount of profits for your set amount of hash rate. Why not get the best bang for your buck? So if you think you're ready to try it out, I'm going to leave 2 links down below. The first one is a 20% discount on commissions for the first 30 days for new users. And the other is a special link for those miners who have over 5 petahash in Bitcoin hash rate. Click that one and EMCD.io is going to give you some special offers that even I don't know what they are. So check them out, guys, and let's get back to the main video. So with this being my only GPU mining rig now, I want this thing to be dialed in. If I want to run an algorithm that uses 150 watts, it should run without issue, certainly not have any cards that can't handle it. When I've got all these GPUs to choose from, I'm sure I can find a couple that are going to work properly. Heck, I want to be able to run an algorithm that's at 180 watts and this thing not suffer from any heating issues. So I was pretty disappointed when this card specifically, was running like all the way up to 86 degrees. And I'm pretty surprised here that it looks very, very clean. It doesn't look like it's caked in dust. So I did get these GPUs from Red Fox, or not Red Fox Crypto, Death Valley Mining. And I'm curious if maybe they were mining GPUs before he received them. And if they were, maybe they need to be repasted and that will solve everything. So very first step, we're going to repaste just this one GPU and see, we'll plug it back up and run progpow again and see if that's fixed or not. Once it's plugged in, that will be GPU 9 so we can easily monitor. And if that fixes it, then there's at least one other ASUS card, I'm not sure which one, that was having big time heat issues. So we will at a minimum repaste that. And if they still have issues after, then I will go ahead and pull those 4 ASUS cards off and replace them with other GPUs. Even if it's a 3060 Ti, I'd rather have 3060 Ti's that can mine progpow than 3070s that can't. And I feel like basically everyone would agree with that statement. So let's start tearing this bad boy apart. So got all our supplies right here, some thermal paste, screwdriver, and we may as well go ahead and boot up our PC down here so that we can monitor hiveos once we get it installed back on our rig. Now, good news is I did get my 2 CPU coolers and my 2 motherboards. These are not the ones that I got off AliExpress. These are just $70 Gigabyte B450 boards off of Amazon and some cheap coolers. So I now have all the parts to make 2 more salad rigs, which I will be doing hopefully tomorrow. So very excited there. I do need to move all this stuff out of the way so we can access this computer. All right, I've never opened one of these up before, but should be relatively easy. I think I need to first go ahead and remove some of these screws from the I/O panel here. If you guys don't already have a little cheap screwdriver kit like this, I will link this one down below. I think it's like $8, and it constantly comes in handy. It's got all the bits you need, anti-tamper bits, all of that. and it just makes it super easy to basically tear apart any sort of hardware that you want. So I'm very curious to see what is going on inside this card. I mean, honestly, I can't ever remember even having a GPU set off my temperature hash rate watchdog setting, which I think I have set to like 83 degrees or something. And this one sets it off almost instantly. So it's getting super hot, super fast, and I'm curious to see why. I did already go ahead and scrape off the little, whatever it's called, the little anti-tamper sticker, and I'm just looking here to see what screws we really need to take off. It looks like there is quite a bit on here, and it certainly looks like I need to take all of them out. So we'll start with the smaller ones. Okay, and now it looks like we've got 6 left here. These are our main ones, so I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 on the right side out first. Hopefully the thermal pads aren't totally dried out. I'm a little nervous about that because I definitely do not want to replace those. I'm doing a star pattern here on these just to get sort of even springage, and these screws are slightly different than the other 2, so I'm trying to keep them all separated over here. Okay, and now we should be able to all right, so definitely the front shroud is loose from those smaller ones, so I am going to try to not pull that off because I don't care about that coming off. There we go. Still having some issues here with the I/O shield. I think I need to do these other I/O screws as well. Oh, there's one screw back here that's holding it. Put that one over here. There we go. Yeah, that thermal paste is certainly very dry. Thermal pads look good, and even better, we didn't get any tears there, so that's very good to see. Honestly, this is probably best case scenario. So very, very curious to see once we get this repaired, or repasted, I should say. A lot of gross oil and stuff on there. How much better does this perform? And I think it's going to be substantial with how dry this is right here. Give you a close-up view here. I mean, there ain't nothing left on there, and you can see kind of all the open spaces. So definitely could use a repasting. So I need to get my 99 or 91% isopropyl alcohol, and over here I've got some paper towels, so let me get those too. So I like to just kind of get as much as I can off before adding rubbing alcohol. That is really dry. This may actually be the driest card I've ever opened up, which makes sense because it's also the hottest card I've ever owned. Well, I'm actually just going to have to rip out the rubbing alcohol because it's so dry I can't get it off. Wow, this is crazy. I'm actually going to put a little flathead on here and do some scraping. This is crazy. If I had to guess, this thing has been mining for basically its entire life. And I'm not even going to try to get that up. I'm just going to tap this off over a trash can. Might as well scrape this side too while I'm at it. Just the edge along the chip right here. Okay. Go tap this off. Doesn't have to be perfect here. Maybe clean up a little bit of this pad oil. All right, just like that, I'm gonna go ahead and use MX4. I'll have links for this down below as well. Got it all over my fingers already. With a die this small, I'm just gonna put, oh, this is actually MX6, a bead that is much too big, like that. Hopefully I will never need to open this again. And then we'll sandwich it back together. Okay, got everything aligned. Now let's start putting everything back together. Perfect. Now, always hard remembering which screws to go where. These were the smaller screws. Do our little hidden screw back here. Now, does everything look good? I'd say so. And still spin. Okay, now we just got to put this bracket back on. It's actually slightly bent. There we go. So let me know in the comments, guys. Is this going to fix our issue? My vote is 100% yes. I have never seen thermal paste that dry before, that I have to use like an actual pick tool to kind of scrape it off. That's insane. Let me know what you think down below. And I guess the good news is then I may not need to move any cards around, and I can just keep these if it does indeed fix my temp problems. Hopefully it gets them on par with the EVGA cards. I have a feeling they're still going to be lagging a bit behind just because EVGA cards are so dang solid. But ASUS is supposed to be a pretty good manufacturer too, so hopefully we're good to go. Okay. Basically a brand new GPU now. Clean fans, new paste. Let's test her out. Let's go ahead and get this reinstalled here. The last 2 times I've jinxed myself, I've turned on this rig and it's had issues. So I'm not even going to say it this time, but hopefully it'll be as simple as just plugging it in. To go around back to screw it in. Okay, moment of truth here, guys. Let's go ahead and get this pulled up to hiveos here. Oh, I'm logged into a customer account. Short time on this video, but I've been at this for about an hour. I jinxed it big time. I just finally got all 12 cards to show up. I could only get 9, then I could get 10, then I couldn't get the 11th, or the 12th, I mean. And I finally got them all up and running. Mark my words, guys, I'm covered in sweat right now. I will never make another 12 card rig. It's just way too much of a headache. And my original reason for doing it was to save on the hiveos fees, and that's just such a dumb thing to do. I spend way more time troubleshooting than I've ever saved in fees. So let's take a look here. All right, so all 12 cards are loaded. We are mining Quai, and let's take a look at the temperatures here. So unfortunately, I shuffled cards all over the place. GPU 9 is an EVGA card now, so I don't actually know which one was that one that we just repasted. But there is one thing to note, is that there was basically 2 cards that were causing me major issues, and right now I'm only really having 1 card that's running a little bit hot, and that is a ASUS card right here. So let's monitor this for a little longer and see if anything picks up. But right now, I mean, the temps look pretty good. So we'll let some of that heat soak and see if we need to repaste any others. Man, it was these two EVGA cards on the end here. And I actually panicked a little bit. I thought I may have actually fried one of these because the fans on this one were like glitching like that. And I took a look and it was plugged into the edge card at like a 45-degree angle. So basically, or plugged into the riser at like a 45-degree angle. So I certainly thought it could probably zippered into there and made some contacts, causing a short or something, but thankfully it looks like it's okay. It compounded my issue because the first time I finally did get it to show up, I got a GA104 error, which is the exact same thing I get on that Zotac card. But it seems to be good to go now. So we'll leave it for a couple minutes and see what the temps look like. All right, been about 10 minutes here, and we can see that one card has gotten up to 65. It was at 66. It's not as hot outside ambient temperature as it was yesterday. So I want to figure out which card is card 1 and repaste that one too. But then other than that, everything else looks good. The ASUS cards are the hottest ones you can see in terms of fan temp, but 60 degrees, I mean, as long as it's under 70, that is just fine. So quick trick here, if you go and stop the miner here, so if we go to here, stop the miner, and then if you go into run a command, and there's a fans find command, GPU fans dash find, that's going to ramp the card fans up one by one so you can determine which card is which. So once I run that, it should run an EVGA card first and then an ASUS card second, and that second ASUS card is the one that I need to test. So let's go ahead and run that command and I will find it. I'm gonna have to put my head basically in the rig to hear it. Let's see, GPU fans find, there we go, run. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, well, the good news is the card that was running hot is not the one we repasted. That would have sucked because then that one definitely would have had issues. It was a different one. This one hasn't been blown out. It doesn't look terrible, but I'm gonna do that anyway. Okay. Yeah, that paste is just as dry as the last one. And there's a little bug in there. I noticed the last time that I scraped, I kind of left a mark on the cold plate of the cooler. So I'm gonna use a plastic scraper this time around. Man, that's just crazy how dusty that stuff is. Okay, I'm gonna go dump this out. Yeah, much better that time around. I didn't scratch up the plate when I scraped the paste off. Okay, nice and quick. Honestly, I probably need to do this with all of those cards, all of these ASUS cards, since they all appear to be the same amount dry. So I'm not going to do them all in this video, obviously, and I'm probably not even going to do them all today, but I am going to mark the 2 that I have done so that I know for the future and I don't open up one that I've already done on accident. So let's plug this back in, and then hopefully we're good to go to mine Quai for at least a couple days to get a little bag going. In case I forget, I'm going to add a little silver Sharpie dot right there on the end. Please, please, please boot right up and show 12 cards. I don't think I have it in me to spend another hour troubleshooting this. All right, guys, final results. 62 degrees, which is tied for the hottest, but notice the fan speed on this one. My auto fan has it only at 64 fan speed, where that was up in the 80s on the prior test. So it did definitely make a difference. I probably should reduce my auto fan temp so it's trying to hold it at like 60 instead of 65. But overall, we did get a massive improvement. The good news is we don't need to switch any cards out. Those ones, if they can handle progpow in the middle of July, then they can handle progpow anytime. That's gonna be the new motto of the channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will leave a link to my Quai interview video with the team if you guys haven't seen it up here on your way out. Thanks as always for watching Modern Mining, and I hope to see you guys next time.